It is a multi-hop network, and at one hop we get about a megabit of throughput. At 2 hops, I think it's around 750, and it degrades beyond that. The network basically hops back to a backhaul point. There's 460 some routers mounted on poles. They link back to 51 access points sprinkled throughout the city, and those 51 access points go back to the core network. The backhaul is Canopy for the most part, which is a Motorola product that's using unlicensed spectrum to do the backhaul. That will give us at least 10 megabits of backhaul per access point. And in a few cases, we've had to use a wired backhaul from Cox Communications, which is much less satisfactory. That's about a 5 kilobit backhaul. But in practice, because the network is actually very lightly loaded, there are only about, at any point in time, there's probably only 50 to 60 people actually on the network communicating. And they're sprinkled all over the city. So it's a very lightly loaded network. And because it was designed for public safety and only municipal use, no public access, the fairly limited backhaul that we have in the network is just not a problem. During the first year of operations, which we're in right now, we are already running a lot of very useful applications. As I mentioned before, the desk for the police has pretty much become the automobile. And one of the primary missions of this network, in terms of justifying it in an economic sense, was to get to augment the manpower of the police department by keeping them out in the field for longer periods of time. We didn't get any pushback from the police on that. That was something they've been dreaming about doing for a long time, and they're very happy that they can get their work done out in the field, and they're getting a lot of work done. When we went live with this system, we were doing things like vehicle plate queries and a certain amount of field reporting, although it was pretty primitive, out in the field. Those were useful apps, and of course they still are, but we've gone far beyond that. In fact, within a few weeks of rolling the network out, we had mugshots on the network using our known persons database. And that was a huge home run, frankly. For us, as the IT support folks, the police instantly related to that one. It just is really useful to be out in the field, perhaps talking to a victim of a crime. Since we have community policing, the cops out in the field know their neighborhoods pretty well, so when there's a simple crime, mugging or something like that, they already have a pretty good idea of who the perpetrator is. And with the mugshots, they can do a lineup right on the scene. They like to be able to do that. They also like to be able to refresh their memories as to who's who in the community. And so to have this capability right there in the car with them has turned out to be a really useful thing. It's a dream come true for these guys. They have wanted this sort of thing for years. Field reporting is embedded in a application suite. We run the New World Systems Aegis software suite for public safety, and the field reporting piece of that now is exactly the same application as the one they use at their desks. As a result, we had a very easy training to use the network. It rolled out very quickly because they had already been using this application at their desk. There is an EMS, emergency medical service reporting. The rescues can file their reports from the hospital as long as the hospital's within the city limits. And one of our plans down the road, of course, is to enable that access when they have to leave the city limits by bridging to other networks. Flash sheet is used to be a paper report that was handed out at the beginning of each shift. We're looking for this person. We see this kind of problem. This is what's happening in the city today, that kind of stuff. These go out directly to the cars now over the network. Again, it's a very simple application, but from the point of view of the user, it's an extremely important and very beneficial one. Anything that keeps these folks from having to come in and attend a meeting or be present somewhere where they don't get their work done is a distraction. And to the extent that we've been able to eliminate distractions, and we've eliminated a lot of them, this network is viewed by the users as very, very beneficial.